This is ShadowML version 1. I'm doing a quick intro into the tool. So first of all, you can get it at Github, which we can go ahead and see real quickly here. So first you go to Chrome or Internet Explorer, and hopefully it loads. There we go. And from there, go to GitHub, and you can just do ShadowML. From there, you can see my repo. And then you can just go ahead and grab the code, either through a zip file, or if you have a Git client set up, just grab the code, bring it in as a standard add-on. So once you have the add-on in your add-on directory under WindowWare add-ons, there's nothing much that you need to do except load ShadowML. So I'm just running on a test server to go ahead and show how this works. So the first thing that you want to do is do lua-l ShadowML to get it going, right? I already have it loaded. And then if you need to figure out what you're going to do with it, you can always type SML help. And it'll give you the basics of how to use it. So I'll tell you the categories that can classify it into for each of the messages. Sets thresholds for each class. Really what you want to do is set a threshold to 0 if you want to block all of it, set to 1 if you want to see all of it. Then you have some optional phrases, so if this phrase comes through, you'll absolutely see it. And you can also remove particular phrases. You can also see the status, which includes all the phrases and all your thresholds that you've set. You can also have the content window, which I'll show shortly. And you can also hide that window. And finally, there's a debugging option where you can see the score of the messages that are blocked or not blocked. So real quickly, let's go ahead and generate some shouts. So let's go ahead and generate one that would be blocked. So this would be a typical job points, 500, 1200, 5 mil. I have no idea what the other one would be, like 10 mil, something like that. Fast cast. And tell some guy. So we'll go and do that. We'll also do another shout of something which we'd like to do. Ambuscade. V1N. And then we'll say 5.6. Looking for member. And then it'll be something like run field. Right. So that's some kind of basic shouts. What we can see here. So first of all, the SML command could show a content window. SML show. And there we can see the content that was shouted for. And if we shouted for that 22 seconds ago. And let's go ahead and mimic that activity. So make another shout for the same thing. And you can see now it's reset. All right, so we can track content shouts, which is very useful if you go pug, don't want to share the window anymore, SML hop. Right. And what's kind of cool about that is it'll keep track of it. So when it's hidden, it's still keeping track and populating things. So if we do SML show again, oops, there again, right? As you can see, this is something to do with a private server. But the requests for better actual content just don't get passed through. In actual Final Fantasy, they would get passed through. So let's make this job point shout again. Right here we see we still have 3 that have shown up there. In the debug window. Right. It doesn't pass through, so it's blocked, and we identify as a JP merc. So we could also have shallots for something else that we may be interested in. So we'd be selling Alex for 5K each, 4K each. So I8. And we see here, shallot selling on merc, probability made it through. So that would show the window on a regular server, but it also doesn't show up on the content center because it's not content. So that's one of the cool things that you see here. If you're shouting for different content, or shouting for different types, so let's say you've done a merc in the last hour and now you want to do some content, you're not going to actually block the individual player. You're just going to identify the content and put it in the appropriate place. One big change before, one thing which originally happened is for really long chunks, they're no longer truncated. So here, it now duplicates into a separate line. And if you have multiple shouts, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up until 8, which is the current threshold. You can set the timeout. So if you don't want to see shouts where the last shout's been over 2 or 3 minutes, you can have that populate as well. And that's all available under, figure out what it's set to right now, it's 10 minutes. And you can go and change that by looking at the help. I don't remember what it was. And you can set the timeout in minutes to here would be SML CT for timeout. You can change it to 1 minute. It says again, so time is 1 minute. And so when that, so about 10 seconds, we'll see it'll just disappear. And there it goes. See. So this is 1.0. There are a couple things I'd like to add pretty quickly, which is updating the model. Model currently is about 95% accuracy, which is pretty decent. But right now, it's a good tool for finding bugs and blocking unwanted spam. So thank you very much.